Hey everybody, it's Bruce Nature Calls. I'm up at the top of Blewett Pass getting ready to do a hike out into the woods. There's a trail up here, a couple creeks or something like that. I've never been up here backpacking, but I've brought the pulk and the hammock and just getting ready to go. One of the things that I've heard a while ago was don't wear your hiking boots and stuff in the car on the way to the trail, and don't wear your hiking socks. When you get to the trail, change all that out. That way, any moisture that you had in your boots isn't going to get cold really fast. It doesn't look like it's going to rain or anything, but I did bring some plastic bread bags, but I think I'll go without for now. And I just got to get ready to go, and off the trail we go. One thing that I found just makes such a huge difference are these Catula micro spikes. They just make everything so much easier when you're walking, and most of the trail I'm going to assume is not going to be needing the snowshoes yet because it's groomed for quite a while. The boots are okay, but this, you just don't even have to think about it when you have these micro spikes on. Wow, now I'm starting to get out into the views, and this is just amazing. It's just only going to get better. Wow. Okay, so all set up. Got here a little bit late. I started from Blewett Pass, and then right at the very top of Blewett Pass, which I think is 42 or 4,300 feet, and then went right through. There's like the road, the road that people drive on. It keeps going, and then there's a trail that goes straight through the mountains. So I'm actually north of that highway on the other side of the mountains. Hiked along, and our mountains up here, you don't have a lot of spots to do hammocking necessarily when you're on the trails, because it's the side of a mountain. So you have the trail, but it's steep on the uphill side, and it's steep on the downhill side. And went along. My pulk started to decompose after a few miles, and but it lasted long enough. But then I kind of came here, and what I'm actually looking out on is that big valley, that big vista, and there's a little knoll here. I did the microspikes for most of the trail until I got to this knoll, and then to get down onto this knoll, so I had to go downhill snowshoes on and snowshoed down to here and found a nice little spot on this knoll. I don't have my, I brought the chameleon hammock with the winter cover, my 0 degree underquilt, and my 0 degree Big Agnes sleeping bag, which is really cool. Big Agnes is kind of like a top quilt in a way. It puts most of its down on the top of the sleeping bag, and then you have to have a pad underneath it. So that's what I got in there. Got plenty of clothes, but right now I'm doing a little hot water bottle, which you know, it's a good thing to do because everything's freezing. All my water is freezing right now, so any water that I leave out is going to be frozen in the morning, so I'm not going to have anything. So I'd have to actually boil up snow to get water for my breakfast. And so instead of doing that, you make a hot water bottle, put it in Nalgene, put it in a Ziploc, put it in your bag, keeps you warm. It stays warm all night. It's really kind of cool. Then in the morning you wake up and you have a full Nalgene that's still kind of warm, and so you don't have to boil snow in the morning. So that's what I'm doing right now. Morning, y'all. Oh my God, what a view. I've really got to learn to just get my butt going. It's like, again, yesterday, it's like I got out, it seems, by like noon, but you know, you get hiking and then you want to keep going further and further, and you start running out of time. And where I go, there isn't like flat areas. It's mountainside, and so I never have, well, I can't say never, but I when I do a certain type of hiking, I can't find flat areas with 2 trees or a couple trees. It just doesn't happen, so I don't get to do all these really cool winter palace setups like this here. So I was climbing around the mountain, and this one side of the trail is super steep, and on the other side it's super steep. So finally came down to this one spot where it was kind of like a little bluff it's pointing out, and so came down in here and found a couple trees. So it's pretty nice actually. Now that I'm looking, because it's a lot lighter, trees about 20 feet away from me would have been probably a little bit better, but you know, they aren't even, you know, it's not perfectly flat. In fact, it was snow. I dug down probably a good 2 feet underneath my hammock, just because of the distance, and I was thinking maybe a snow wall. It didn't need it, because it was like barely windy at all last night. But it snowed about 2 inches last night. Yeah, now the beauty is when I wake up, I'm looking out over a valley. It's just beautiful. Somehow I have lost my cup somewhere. I wonder if I strung it up in a tree somewhere. My favorite cup, the GSI Ultralight. So I'm resorting to the Jetboil Stupid Cup. The Great American Survival sent me a bunch of coffees, and this is the French Frappuccino by Folgers, so it's pretty darn delicious. Yeah, really, this is the first time I've tried the chameleon with the winter cover. Never had a winter cover before, never really thought much about it, but it was actually very pleasant. The screen netting right above where your head is, where you breathe, it lets in just the right amount of fresh air, but then it cuts down pretty much most of the wind. I mean, the only wind you'd get is through that screen. Very nice. And you know, once you're asleep, you don't realize that you're in a cocoon. So It's no big deal. But yeah, that, and then these, I got these at REI. They're down booties with a rubber sole on them, and they were awesome. My feet were sweating almost, but you know, to get up, go to the bathroom and all that, I just popped right out and walked around, and yeah, really great. Down booties with a rubber sole, fantastic. What other cool stuff? Other than that, oh yeah, my sled decided to dissolve on me, so I'm gonna have to backpack out of here and carry a broken up sled. I did the old go to the store, buy the cheap $9 kids sled, and I used it last year. I suppose, you know, it only lasts a couple times. It's kind of how you look at it. But yeah, it just kind of decomposed. I had to kind of drag a busted up one for about half a mile. And so now I got to carry the whole, you know, I'll put everything in my backpack and then just drag it empty, but it's pretty busted up. But maybe making a really cool poke would be one of my next projects. Enjoy some coffee, and glad to have you out here with me. It's so peaceful. Oh my. When I did the hot water bottle trick, I didn't necessarily need to do it, but it was so cold that all my water was freezing, just sitting out or whatever, and in the morning I knew I wanted a cup of coffee. So that's a great way to do it. You make yourself a hot water bottle out of the Nalgene. Then you can use it as a hot water bottle all night, and then in the morning when you wake up, you don't have to thaw or boil any snow. It's just the greatest way to go. Yeah, but yeah, these Nalgenes. I've switched over to Nalgenes pretty much back, I guess. My own way of saying stop polluting the environment by using hot water, using those water bottles. I can understand the smart water bottle because people are using those for 6 months. But if you're not gonna use a smart water bottle for a long time, and go back to an Nalgene. I mean, if it's too heavy, get stronger. And so it's my little political public service announcement. Time for a little breakfast, little steel cut oats. One of the things that I use is this InReach, and it's really, really for when I say, just being out here alone where I am. If I need to get help, I could. So yeah, I appreciate that. And then I also, my family, they are real pleased with me going out by myself, but they understand why and let me do it. And with that, I can let them know where I am and I'm okay. And when I've reached the trailhead, and when I've reached my camp, and when I've left, and when I've got back to the car, and so they don't have to worry about it. And so it's super light. I don't even know how much this weighs. Maybe 4 or 5 ounces, maybe. And the battery is inside. It charges. You charge it up, and then the battery lasts for days. I haven't really been able to test it that much, but I mean, it never runs out on me. And even if it runs low, it'll go into a low power mode. It just keeps doing what it's supposed to do. But that's great. So yeah, I did the old Nalgene thing. That was nice. Plenty of water in the morning. What I should have done actually is I did 2 of these. I could have put one in each boot, and it would have warmed up my boots too this morning. So I'll have to remember that next time. But time for a little chow. Maple brown sugar and oats and flaxseed. Very natural. Yeah, I just watched thing on Polks. Those ones you get from the store are just too cheap. They're too flimsy. You need something a little bit thicker plastic or something else. I'll have to ponder that. The Jetboil, it was suffering. It didn't not work, but it took a lot longer because it just couldn't get that heat going. But it still worked, so I'm happy with that. But yeah, definitely the temps where I was, and I brought my little Cascade table out, so it was sitting up off the snow, and but it took a while for it to boil water. Now I'm real happy that I brought my 88 liter pack, because I've got to pack everything in it because my polk's destroyed, and I had everything in the pack on the polk, and now it's got to go all in the pack. And it's the what do you call those? Starts with an O. Nice pack though, really holds weight well. And of course, you bring more stuff when you bring a polk than you normally would, and I'm always screwing around, so that pack's going to be loaded. Definitely a good workout now. Now my pack weighs some serious weight. I'm glad I brought it though, because that polk I made just disintegrated, so everything that I took extra is on the back of my pack. And the track right now isn't justified to wear snowshoes. There's a few inches of new snow, but it's kind of like a track for cross-country skiers type of thing, so it's pretty well solid down below. So my micro spikes are exactly what I need. But pretty fun though. The moon last night was great. The straps on the Chameleon actually let go twice, right down on my back. So I put a few little hitches in it, and it stayed up all night after I did that. But yeah, I was a little surprised. It was right down on your back in the snow. Seeing a lot of rabbit tracks. Not seeing much other than that. It's pretty nice weather though. Alright, well, thanks for coming along. That was fun. Definitely seen a lot of cool spots on the way back where I could do some more things. I might try a bivvy out here. But beautiful. Sun's out now, and almost back to the car. But thanks a lot, and hope to see you out on the trail. Bye now.